Yeah, we finished where I'll tell you about that. I noted it down.
9 p.m. Okay. Is it our company code is K100?
K100, yes.
Okay. And where is our topic? Did we complete this one? Maintain controlling area.
No, we need to start that basically. Control area is where we actually about to
Okay.
start.
Okay. What about this theory part? So can I share some videos to go through some 2 videos?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. That one completed. Huh?
No, I think you have shared it on the chat window, if I'm right. Let me check that.
Minute. Okay. I shared that one, the 2 videos. Okay. But we didn't maintain that configuration part. Huh? Okay. Okay, so we need to go to OKKP and we will check whether we maintain K100 or not. Okay. So I hope up to theory part we completed, controlling part especially. So we need to start the configuration from the controlling part. Okay.
Controlling, you started giving overview of that. We did not complete the theory part, if I'm right.
Yeah. Theory part, just you need to go to these 2 videos, Giri.
Videos. Okay.
These 2
Okay.
videos.
Got it. Any question? Sure. Got it.
Yeah.
Done.
So once you go through that videos, if you have any doubts, just ask me. Okay. This is
Fine.
completely
Got it.
theory only. That is not important things.
Okay.
And even the theory, I given material as well in our chat box. Okay. So just we need to start the configuration part from the controlling side. So the very importance between the integration part by the finance module and controlling module. So we need to do this step, the OKKP step. So we need to go back one more time. So go to OKKP.
You're sharing your screen.
Oh, sorry. So I will share my screen. So is it visible?
It is starting to appear. Yeah, it is appearing now.
Okay.
We can see it. Yeah.
So now I need to go to new entries in OKKPT code. So here there is a option controlling area to company code. So I selected this one. Like I need to maintain my company code as my controlling area as well. And once I given my
This is
company code,
OKKP, is it?
yeah, OKKP. So in our material, so I mentioned this one, but in Excel sheet, I mentioned the T code here. Okay. So here I need to give my company code and the details is automatically picked by the system. And here I need to select this one as well, the controlling area same as company code. And the cost center standard hierarchy also I need to maintain K100 underscore K100. Okay. And now I need to click on save. So it is throwing some pop-up box. Why? Because we didn't create standard hierarchy, but we given in this cost center standard hierarchy directly. Now the system is asked whether we need to create the standard hierarchy. So we need to click on yes. And here I need to take my own request. Okay, so I will take the room and click on save. Even last 2 days, 3 days, the server is not worked properly because of some network issue.
What is the difference?
Krishna, what is this exactly? Like, what are we creating? Sorry.
in this area.
No, no, I lost something in the middle.
See, here we will maintain the controlling area. See what
Okay.
happened in finance part. I will tell you. For example, in enterprise structure.
Mm.
So if you want to maintain our organizational structure, so now you can see the highest organizational unit is the client. Client is nothing but our business. And
Mm.
under the client, we need to maintain the operating concern. Under the operating concern, there is a controlling area.
Yeah.
So this is the organizational unit from the controlling part. Under the controlling area, we need to maintain the company code.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and one more very important point is whatever we maintain the, uh, whatever we post the general entries in the finance part, same entries, it is triggered in the controlling side as well. How this thing is
Okay.
happened because of this setting, the FICO integration setting.
Okay.
This is the very important setting where we can connecting our controlling area to company code. And in this
Mm.
column, you can see I mentioned my controlling area. Before that, I selected this option. So here I given my company code K100, and automatically the K Motors Limited, the company name is appeared automatically, and
Yeah,
currency
because
type and currency.
we
Yeah,
created it
earlier.
initially, so that
Yeah.
is appearing here. Basically, as we discussed earlier, FI basically the finance part is mostly for statutory purposes, whereas CO
Is
control
the
is
internal
mostly for
reporting purpose.
internal
Internal
reporting.
reporting.
Cost, what is my cost? What am I spending on whom?
Exactly.
All that to have some internal, financial and accounting restrictions or financial
Correct.
restrictions. We have the controlling, recording separately.
Yes.
Though we
Yes.
make one entry into the system, it
Mm.
divides the posting into two. One side it takes to the statutory reporting, another side it reports to the internal reporting, right, Gopi?
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So for
And
that, we are making
internal.
a, for any
Yes.
company, we need to have a controlling area
Yeah. Yeah.
configured. That we are doing.
Correct.
Mm.
Correct.
That is okay. Now, what we are doing is we're just setting up the controlling unit. That's it.
Yeah, just we need to select this one and we can give the company code. And here in assignment control, we need to select this option. So we
Okay.
have two options, controlling area same as company code or cross company code cost accounting. But here I'm going with the first option. Okay.
Mm.
And this cost center standard hierarchy also we need to give like this.
What does cross company that mean? The second
The
option.
second option. So it
Oh,
means the controlling area is different and company code is different. See,
okay.
so here I mentioned my company code and controlling area both are K100, K100, right? But
Okay.
for suppose you want to maintain your controlling area as K101.
Mm.
So in that
Okay.
case, you need to select this option. It means your controlling area company code does not same.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So, but even in real time also, most of the cases we are going with this part only. Okay.
Mm.
And next, we need to maintain the cost center standard hierarchy. See, if you want to create some cost center in the SAP system, so what is the hierarchy? First, we need to create the cost center standard hierarchy. This is the first step. Okay.
Mm.
So under the cost center standard hierarchy, so we need to create the cost center group. So under cost center group, we will create the cost center. So it means if you want to create the cost center, the system is not allowed directly. So first, the mandatory step is we need to create the cost center standard hierarchy. Under the hierarchy, so this is optional. Whether you want to create the cost center group or not, that is our optional. But this is the mandatory thing. Under cost center standard hierarchy, we can create the cost centers. So cost centers and all created by the controlling consultants. We are not worried about how they created the cost centers. Even this one they created with the help of KS01 T code.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So these settings I maintained and just I click on save. And here two more settings is there. These settings also we need to maintain. So here I need to click on the activate components control indicators and click on the new entries. And here I need to give my fiscal year starts from. So here I will give the 2023. So the very important point is in the real time, all the clients whoever used by the finance part, they are not used the controlling. Okay. So controlling whether we implemented the controlling module or not, that is completely client choice. See, for example, if our client is a manufacturing client, so then most of the manufacturing clients they use the controlling module. But if our client is a retail client or service based client, so we don't use the controlling module, right? So that is the
Yes.
client choice. If the client wants to activate the cost center, then we need to select this component active. And if the client is doesn't want to activate the controlling, just we need to maintain these values like this only and click on enter and click on save. Okay, so right now I don't want to activate any cost centers and click on save.
Okay.
But maybe in our real time cases, if our client is used by the controlling modules, so please
Yeah.
observe all components in active. Okay. And again, this setting in the real time project, the controlling consultants is the responsible to perform these settings. And
Okay.
I need to go to one more setting, assignment of company code. I need to click on new entries. And here I need to give my company code. This is the connection under controlling area. We have a company code. Okay. So click on enter and save. So this is the very, very important setting. So this setting is helpful to connecting controlling module to the finance module. Okay, so very, very important setting. So this is the integration step between the finance and controlling module in this area, the OK KP. Okay,
Okay.
next point. So next we need to define accounting principles and we need to assign accounting principles to the ledgers groups. And before that, so we need to know what do you mean by accounting principle? See, whenever we prepared any financial statements in any country, so we need to follow some accounting principles. Am I correct or not? So in
Yes.
Yeah.
India, we have India GAAP, General Accepted Accounting Principle, and in US they have their GAAP, US GAAP, and UK have UK GAAP. So likewise, in the SAP application, all the countries gaps is already implemented in the system. Okay, so we are not bothered about what are the accounting principles we need to follow in the SAP and all. It's not required. So the system itself, the gap principles is automatically programmed by the system. Okay, and even in these systems, like this is the educational server, we don't expect the accounting principle functionality. Why? Because in licensed version only, so we will get this functionality, the accounting principle functionality.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the licensed free version, what we used in the educational to learn the SAP course. This is the free version. So in free version, even we don't have this accounting principle functionality, but in the real time system, so we have complete accounting principle, the working, the complete program. But again, for the learning purpose, we need to know how to define accounting principle and how to assign that accounting principles to the ledgers group. Clear?
Right.
So for this
Right.
purpose, I need to go to SPRO, reference IMG, and financial accounting, global settings, ledgers, and in the ledger, where is that one? Hmm, ledgers, parallel accounting. Okay. So parallel accounting, define accounting principles. So here we will define the accounting principles. So already, so is there any gap? You can see here, there is a gap and even IFRS. So especially For the group consolidation statements, group financial that consolidation statements, we used this concept as well, the IFRS also. And even if you want to maintain one accounting principle, we can maintain, but there is no that functionality is working in the this server, the free server. Okay. But if you want, we will maintain like this for our satisfaction. Okay. K100 accounting principle. And click on save. Okay. Just we maintained one accounting principle, which is whatever the company code we created earlier. So based on that company code, just we created one accounting principle here. So the next step. So we need to assign that accounting principles to the ledgers group. So here itself we have a option accounting principles to ledgers group. So if we created the ledgers group, what do you mean by ledger group? See, for example, we have 0L ledger and we have some AB ledger, AC ledger. If you want to group that ledgers into ledgers group, that ledger group, so we will assign to in our accounting principle. Okay, but I think we didn't create any ledgers groups and all. Okay, and even that and all functionality is also not working in this the free version. So that and all is worked in the real-time systems only, the licensed systems only. Okay, then I will skip this step. Next point. So maintain number ranges for controlling documents. So this is the important step only. So especially, so already I told earlier, so the number ranges, whenever this concept comes, so the simple understanding, so the system needs to provide the numbers to the documents. Either it is a master data, either it is a transactional data. So the system generates the numbers automatically. But how the system generates the number automatically? With the help of number ranges configuration. Correct? So for the controlling documents as well, we need to maintain the number ranges. So for that purpose, I need to go to this path. So I need to go to the controlling and general controlling and organization. So within this, we have maintain number ranges for controlling documents. So in our material, I mentioned clearly the path here you can see. Okay. So just we need to give our controlling area. So what is our controlling area? K100. So before K100, so here I need to take the standard thing, this one 0001, and I need to click on copy into my controlling area K100. So click on copy, click on continue. Yeah, so the entries are copied. If you want to see that values K100, go to display, and now you can see this is the controlling documents number ranges. This is the document number 0102 0304, and this is the numbers in future. So if in this company, in this controlling area, if you want to generate one controlling document, this step is mandatory. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next step, maintain version for controlling. So okay. So maintain version for controlling. This is also free defined setting only. So we need to maintain some version. So here I need to go with, so maintain version in below of that one. So I need to double click on this maintain version. These are all the controlling settings, friends. Okay. So in real time, basically this settings is performed by the controlling consultants. So we are not worried about this one. And even this is all the standard settings only. So from this place onwards, especially, so the most of the configurations is the standard settings. It means this settings is already there in the system. If particularly that setting is not there, then we need to maintain. Hardly we will maintain 2 to 3 settings only, not more than that. But we will cross check. Otherwise, what happened? So while we are posting the general entry, we got errors. So that time again, we need to cross check. These are all steps. That is the procedure. So in
Okay.
ECC, we don't have this much of settings. So once we did this OKKP, directly we will post the general entry. So there is no complex in the ECC system. But in the SAP S/4HANA system, so because of some changes in currency level settings and because of some changes in general ledgers level settings and because of some changes in controlling part, so we need to cross check these are all steps. Okay, so if you check it, these are all settings, then so usually we will expect very less errors when we post the general entry. Otherwise, we will expect n number of errors. So this one is common and controlling area settings. So 1 minute. So controlling area settings for this one. Mm, 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 mm. So this common version we can see for all controlling areas. Ting, 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 ting. Okay. Okay, we will see in whenever we try to post the general entry, even if the setting is not there in the system, obviously, so the system will throw the error. There is no other alternative. And next, we need to define the CO business transactions. So we will cross check. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. So here I need to maintain my thing. So I need to go to maintain versions. So this is the version where we need to map to the this one as well. Here my controlling area is K100. Version is 0. I need to click on continue and copied allowed. I need to click on save. Okay, so this is the step I need to perform. And here I mentioned that screenshot as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This step especially. So next setting. So we need to check one more setting in the controlling part. So that is the business transaction variants. Okay. So this setting, so we will maintain. I need to go to financial accounting and the ledgers in ledger integration controlling with financial accounting. And here I need to define this step. Okay, so in our material, I mentioned very clearly the complete path. Okay, so when you practice these things, just you can go through this material, the path.
Okay.
And even this is the standard mapping variant. So we will use this standard mapping variant only. So this one is not required. And here the controlling business transactions, is it there, all these things? Okay. So just this is also free defined setting only. We will use this standard document type mapping variant. One more setting, we need to check and define default values for postings in controlling. So, so this one we need to maintain for our company code. I need to go back and the next setting, this is the next setting. And here we will cross check our company code. So K100 is not there. So I need to select this one, click on copy. And here I mentioned K100, sorry, K100 and click on enter and save. Okay, this is the setting what I maintained as per this one. And we need to define the ledger for CO version. So I need to go back. This is the below step, define ledger for CO version. And here before I maintained better, I will cross check whether my company code is there or not. So there is no my company code. So I will select this one and click on copy. And here also I will maintain my controlling area. So click on enter and save.
So that we can do
Okay.
the same thing as we use in FI model.
Yes. So here, yeah, exactly. So good point, Giri. So whatever the ledger we used in the FI model, same ledger we used in the controlling area as well. So because of that only, whatever the entries we posted in the FI, same entries is triggered in the controlling part. Okay, so we need to define the profit center standard hierarchy as well. So I need to go to here, financial accounting and general ledger accounting, master data, profit center, and define standard hierarchy. So ding, 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 profit center. So this one, define profit center standard hierarchy. And what is my controlling area? K100. So here I will mention K100 underscore K100. Click on save. Okay. So usually these are all settings in the projects is done by the controlling people. And define standard hierarchy. This is also not important step, but okay, we will maintain define standard hierarchy. I will maintain K100 into lower level, K100, K100. Okay.
Yeah.
Next. So define segments. So this is also common. So I need to go to definition, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, define segment. See, earlier I told right. So instead of business area, we used the segment concept. So if you want to use some segments to our business, we will maintain these segments as well. So new entries K100 underscore A and K100 underscore B. So that is the K100 A segment and K100 B segment. So click on save. So the next setting. So this is the crucial setting. So even so the main difference between the ECC to SAP S/4HANA is this setting only. So I will show you what is this setting. Regarding to the ledgers. So I need to go to financial accounting, global settings, ledgers, and within the ledger. So I need to go to ledger one more time. And this is the setting, define settings for ledgers and currency types. So click on continue. So the 0L ledger is nothing but the leading ledger. Okay. So this ledger is created by the system automatically. Whenever we created any company code, so for the one company code, we must and should we need at least one ledger. That ledger is nothing but the leading ledger. So this is the 0L is the standard ledger. So under the 0L ledger, you can see here, if I go to the company code settings, our company code is appeared automatically. So if I choose in K100, now you can see our company code is there. So it means under 0L ledger, so the system is created the uh, 0L ledger automatically for all company codes. Okay. So just we need to cross check this setting in this
Whether
step.
it is created or not.
Yeah. So it is created by 100%. There is no doubt.
Yeah.
And even if you want to check the currency types, so we have these are all the different currency types across the system. Again, these currencies, especially the different types of currencies and all. So in this free server, it is not worked full fledged. So why? Because this is the sensitive settings only, and this and all is we can expect in the real time system. And real time also, whatever we can see in the ledgers. For example, if I go to ledgers, so here the students is created 53 ledgers, right? But in the real time projects, we have only 2 to 3 ledgers only, not more than that. For every company code, so we will create 2 or 3 ledgers only. Okay. And because of the students is maintained n number of ledgers in this place, so we got many issues, many warnings, many errors in upcoming the entries posting time. Okay. But we need to know where is the ledger settings in the general ledger accounting topic. So the very important under the 0L, just we will cross check whether our company code. Here you can see 260 warnings. So because of the server, what we used. So in this server, mainly 40 members is used by this server. So each and every member they created unnecessarily the new ledgers, unnecessarily they created some other ledgers to company codes and all. We will get this type of issues. But in real time system, we don't face any problem. It's very clear cut thing.
Krishna, I think we have like two types of ledger, like 0L and
Leading,
10G.
yeah.
Ah, so what is the other
See,
type?
yeah. Ledgers is a very huge topic, Rakshna and Giri. See,
Okay.
basically, what do you mean by ledger? So we know, right? Once we created the journal entry in our accounting cycle, so
Yeah.
later we need to create the ledger in manual, right? Like rent is a
Yeah.
ledger, salaries is a ledger, bank
Yes.
account is
Yes.
a ledger, likewise. So in SAP, so how we treated? So we treated some leading ledger and non-leading ledger. So basically,
Okay.
we need to know these two types of ledgers. Again, so we have different types of concepts in SAP. Like first, the SAP introduced the classical ledger, and later they introduced the new GL, new general ledger. And now we are using the SAP S4HANA ledgers. Likewise, the SAP is introduced majorly three types of ledgers concepts in this SAP software. But anywhere you need to know, so these two things. What do you mean by leading ledger and non-leading ledger? See, for example, there is a company, the Coca-Cola, and this
Mm.
company is origin from USA. Okay. So
Okay.
when they prepared the financial statements in USA, so the USA, they need to follow some the USA gap, right? They need to
Yeah.
follow some accounting principles to the USA. And
Mm.
same this company, the Coca-Cola, have business in India.
Mm.
Okay. And in India, they need to follow the India gap to prepare the
Mm.
financial statements.
Yeah.
So same this company, they have business operations in Australia. In Australia, they need to follow Australia gap. Is it clear?
Okay.
How the system will prepare the financial statements for the different concepts? So here we used this concept. It means the leading ledger is the source ledger, or we can consider as a main ledger. So originally, this Coca-Cola is origin from USA, right? So we will create the USA as a leading ledger. It means the USA accounting principles and all we can maintain under the 0L ledger. The leading ledger is nothing but the 0L ledger in the SAP system. And for
Okay.
the remaining countries, like we need to prepare the financial statements in India company Coca-Cola and Australia company code. This and all we will maintain as a non-leading ledgers. Okay.
Okay.
And the information we can get it from the non-leading ledgers. So based on their specific accounting principles. So this one only already I told you in the free version. So this complete functionality, so we didn't expect. But in the real time, the licensed servers, so it works very fine. But we need to know this one. But this concept is very big concept. So because
Okay.
of that, what I did, so in my YouTube channel, already I uploaded one video regarding to this concept. Even while we attended the interview, so we will expect n number of questions regarding to this topic. So I will share that video to both of you.
Okay.
So whenever you have time, so please go through that video.
Sure.
Yeah, you can see here 1 hour 2 minutes. So we have classic GL, we have new GL, and we have SAP S4HANA GL. So I shared this link. Yeah. So please go through this video
Okay, sure.
to understand more about what is this ledgers and why we maintained these are all ledgers and all. But what I said earlier, see in the real time working environment, we don't have this much of ledgers. We have very limited ledgers only. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Next point. Yeah, yeah. So next point. So these are all the standard settings only. So we don't want to maintain any this type of settings. Okay, so these are all the standard settings only. So the currencies, these things and all. Still, if you want to maintain our currencies, the currency conversion settings. So what is the exchange rate type we used? Like these are all the different exchange rate types. And what is the translation, the transaction date, which date we need to consider. So this setting is mainly helpful to the foreign currency exchange rates related transactions. It means for our company code, we created INR, but if you want to make some payment to the USD, so that USD, so day to day, the currency rate is fluctuated, right? So these things and all also we have a concept in SAP like foreign currency revaluation. So that time this setting is helpful to us. Okay, but this time it is not required. This is little bit some advanced topic. And next setting, so we need to define settings for ledgers and currency types. This is common. And the company code, this is appeared automatically. And 0L ledger and A1, A2. So these are all the what we created earlier. AA, A2 is the non-leading ledgers. But after we completed this batch and next batch onwards, we didn't create any non-leading ledgers. Why? Because unnecessarily here there is a some topic is happened because of to create the non-leading ledger. It's just a matter of 1 minute. Just we need to select this one and we need to copy this one. Okay. So in real-time projects, what happened in the implementation project, the client is asked to us to maintain 2 or 3 non-leading ledgers. That entire information provided by the client. What we need to maintain here, here, here. These are all things. Okay, but unnecessarily. So when I explained these things, I created 1 or 2 non-leading ledgers, and again you created 2, and Giri is created 2. Likewise, each and every member they created n number of ledgers. It will impact on the system performance, the speed performance as well. Okay. So, but in real-time projects, please try to remember we will create the non-leading ledgers as well, and that creation and all it's very easy. It's not any tough part. It's very easy only. Okay. And again, we can see the defined settings for ledgers and currency types, the 0L ledger accounting principle. Here, for example, if I go to this one, so if I go to this one for company code, my company code is K100. And here, if I want to give my accounting principle, so and so ledger, so and so company code. So here I will maintain my accounting principle. I don't want to give my K100. I want to give the gap. Anyway, this functionality is not working, but for our level of understanding, we need to maintain. In real time, we will maintain this one as mandatory.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will maintain like this. And non-extension ledgers and all, no accounting principle is required. Even this step is also optional. So unnecessarily, even these steps also we didn't maintain in the system. What is this one? So for example, so we have three ledgers, okay, or we have five ledgers. Like 0L is the common, and apart from this, for example, we created 2 to 3 ledgers. If you want to group some 0L ledger to 2L or 0L ledger to A1 or 0L ledger to A9, if you want to create that ledgers group, we can create here with the help of this define ledger group. Okay, so again, it will create impact on the system performance. So that's the reason we didn't maintain any ledger group settings and all. But the point is, so in real time, especially for the consolidation financial statements or for the group reporting cases, we used this concept, ledger groups concept.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for the defined document types for the entry view in ledgers, so this is not required. Extension ledger is also not required. So we need to activate profit center accounting. So this is the mandatory step only. So I need to go to here. Mm, 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 mm. So the financial accounting. So general ledger accounting, master data. We need to activate the profit center accounting. So here, so what is our company code? K100 controlling area. And we need to activate our profit center accounting, and we need to save this entry. Okay. So next one, we need to define document types postings for the controlling. These are the controlling document type TCO we are using for the controlling postings. And this is the number range number. Did you remember or not? Earlier we created some number ranges behind this number 01. Am I
Yes,
correct or
yes,
not? Yeah.
yes.
So just I need to go to here. And for this one, again, I need to go back into global settings, ledgers, and within the ledger. So there is a integration with the controlling and financial accounting. And here, so we need to define document types, postings for the controlling, the first step. So this is also standard one only. You can see here, there is a CO, and inside the CO document type, they maintained 80 number ranges. Then what they maintain for the CO part, so we will cross check. So students are changed these things. Just they are selected this one and they are using this copy option and they changed their wish. So because of that, even we are facing some issues also when we are posting some entries. CO is the CO posting. And here the number range number is not 80. So this is the number range number is 01. Okay. And next setting. So this setting already we maintained, right? Earlier we maintained this setting. Define ledger for CO version. This setting already we maintained. So K100. Yeah, this setting is already there. CASA under standard groups and all this is not required. Yeah, this is the very, very important setting one more time. So the document splitting. So what do you mean by document splitting? So, so there is a concept. For example, we paid the rent 12,000, but originally this rent we need to split into 4 departments like admin department, rent 3,000, sales department, rent 3,000, or purchase department, rent 3,000, and finance department, rent 3,000. So if you want to split like this, we are using the document splitting concept in the SAP. So it means based on the document splitting characteristics and based on the document splitting rules, the general entry is splitted like this. Okay. So for that purpose, so we need to classify our GL accounts for the document splitting. This is also the mandatory setting only. So how we will maintain? So we need to go to the financial accounting and the general ledger accounting, business transactions, and document splitting. And here we have a classify GL accounts for document splitting. And what is our chart of accounts? K100, right? Okay. So K100. So I need to click on new entries. I need to follow some 1,000, 2,000, some 3,000, and some 4,000. Okay. So here I need to mention my category as 0100. You can see here 0100 is nothing but balance sheet account. It means from this GL account to this GL account, it is belongs to the balance sheet. Okay. And remaining three, so we mentioned as 30,000 and 20,000. 30,000 is nothing but the revenues. So here you can see the revenues. And again, the next 20,000 is nothing but expense. So it means we classified simply our GL account. So from this number to from this number, it is balance sheet, and this is revenue, and this is expense. And click on save. Next point. So we need to define zero balance clearing account also. So for that purpose, again, we need to maintain so our zero balance splitting like this. So I need to go back, and here we need to define zero balance clearing account. For this one, go to accounts. So my chart of accounts is K100. So new entries, I need to give same GL account 200 100. So click on save, save one more time and go back. I need to maintain 001 as well. I need to go to this one 200 199. Click on save, go back, and I need to go 003 as well. And here also I need to maintain 200. So what is the purpose to maintain this zero
Yeah,
balance clearing account? The reason
I
is,
want. uh,
yeah, yeah.
I
So
wanted to ask about that.
yeah, no problem. See, basically there is a scenario like while we are splitting the document. So usually the debit balances and credit balances needs to tally, right? In
Yes.
every case, in the fundamental rule and each and every journal entry, the debit balance and credit balance must and should be tallied. It means must and should be equal. But there is some cases because of the document splitting or because of some numeric digits, the documents is not tallied. It means there is some difference amount either in debit or either in credit because of the document splitting. Some that rounding figures. So that time, so system needs to generate the zero balance clearing GL account, and this zero balance clearing account will helpful to tally or will helpful to equal the debit and credit balance of the particular document splitting document. So that's the reason only this zero balance clearing GL account we maintained here for these three account case. So this is because of some rounding of some rupees. So usually some cases, some rare cases, so the document is not tally. So that case, so wherever it is not tallied, either it is debit side or credit side, the system will pick this zero balance clearing account automatically. So because of that, we maintained in this place our zero balance clearing account. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So next we need to define the splittings for the characteristics as well. So we need to go back. Yeah, this is the characteristics, what we can see here. So basically the document splitting is happened because of these three characteristics. It means we can split the document based on the business area or based on the profit center or based on the segment. This is the three areas only we can split the document. Okay. So again, I don't want to put any mandatory field. If I put some mandatory field, when I post the journal entry, the system is asked business area or the system is asked profit center. Otherwise, the system is not allowed to save the entry. So I'm not putting any mandatory, just I can leave it. Next thing. And even for the defined characteristics, for the controlling side, we have these three options: internal order, cost center, and cost object. So from the controlling side, based on these three objects, we can split the documents. Okay, so this is also not required. And we need to activate the document splitting. So this step we need to done. So we need to go with the activate document splitting. Some member is used my system. So that time, so you know, right? Go to SM tool. You need to remove our user ID. Click on search. We need to select these are all and click on delete. Delete. Go back and now I need to go to the activate document splitting. So deactivation for company code. So here our company code is K100. Okay. So it is in inactive mode. It means this is the deactivation for company code. So this setting needs to empty. So as for the screenshot, and we need to click on so not required to save as well. So usually whatever the settings we maintain today, so most of the settings in the real-time projects prepared by the controlling consultants. But where it comes to this setting, the document splitting related configurations, so we need to maintain by the finance consultants. And tomorrow we will see the creation of GL account and we will see the journal entry. And once we posted journal entry successful, and again I will tell you one more time why we used these are all things to post the journal entry in the SAP application. What is the need? Each and everything I will show you once we posted one journal entry here. Okay. So tomorrow I will show you to create the GL accounts and to posting these are all things.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So then, so thank you for joining today's session. So please go
Sure.
through this video to regarding
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the ledger. Okay.
Yep.
And tomorrow we will connect at same time, 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Sure,
Yeah.
sure, Gopi. Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
How was
Thank
your
you.
Gopi? Otherwise, I just wanted to ask that.
Sorry, Giri.
How was your? I think you stop the recording so that.
Yeah. Yeah.